Hey there, members of the Reclaim Your Radiant Sacred Circle. How you doing? I just wanted to take a quick minute and do a video just for you, because you know I do a lot of videos on my personal page, but I realize I want to be adding more value for you guys. So here we are. You know, it's come up a lot amongst my clients and noticing that, you know, some things are shifting. I think now that spring is here. People are able to go outside more, there's more activities, and with more activities comes some challenges sometimes. You know, how do you create space for those kinds of things? And sometimes that can come down to a scheduling issue. But most importantly, with all of these things, no matter what it is that's going on in our life, you know, you've heard me talk before about making sure that you're filling your cup. It's so, so critical that you yourself, your self-care, that you are filled up to the brim as much as possible. Because from there, when you are filled, when you are topped off, you have that much more to pour into others. And, you know, honestly, whether you're male or female, whether you're a mom or a dad, a husband and a wife, if you're single or you're in a relationship, it's irrelevant. Because all the people in your life, they are counting on you. They are counting on you to be your absolute best self. And that happens from making sure that you've filled your cup. You know, I've talked about prioritization when it comes to your scheduling and looking at what makes it on your calendar. Well, the thing that is the absolute most important thing that needs to go on your calendar first is you. You need to go on your calendar first. So those things that allow you to show up as your greatest and highest self. For me, that's sleep. Sleep is numero uno, right? After that comes things like exercise, quality nutrition, time with my doggies. I have my little one here that's begging to be pet while I'm on a video because that's helpful. You know, time with my doggies, time with friends, time with family. I have a thing I call puttering time. So that's time that I set aside every day. I need it every day. Not everybody needs it every day, but I need it every day because I live in this tiny space. And without puttering time, you know, I don't have time to go around and put things away and get things in order, because otherwise this tiny space gets overwhelmed really, really quickly. Really quickly. So that's really important for me. I need time to do nothing. I need time to do nothing. And that's not a thing that many women do. Mainly that's a thing that men do, but I learned from the best. I learned from the amazing men that I have in my life. I need time to do nothing. What you doing? Nothing. It's so cool. You're just relaxing, just chilling, just doing nothing. It's awesome. And more importantly, I need time that I'm not expected to be doing anything. That I'm not in my head, my ideal woman isn't like in my head going, you know, you really should be working on your business right now. You really should be walking your dogs right now. No, I've got nothing scheduled. And it's time just for me to do whatever I need. I also have goddess time on the schedule, meaning time to look beautiful, time to do my hair, if I need to do my makeup, if I need to do a facial mask or paint my nails or go get my nails done or get a pedicure or I don't know, whatever, any of that kind of time, I call it goddess time. And I schedule it so that I make sure that it happens, because sometimes if I don't schedule it, it doesn't happen. I hate to say it, but it's true, you know? And so I make sure those kinds of things happen. Time for meditation. Time for my savers in the morning. So that I got that from a book called The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. And savers stands for silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing, right? So the silence part can be meditation. It could look like, I use it for time for gratitude every morning. Before I even get out of bed, I think of 3 things that I'm grateful for. 3 things. Sometimes it's a person. The third one is usually a person and why I'm grateful for that person, right? So silence. And then next comes affirmations, right? So I am statements are good for that. And those of you in the Tony world, that could be incantations where you really put your whole body into it. Visualization, I use time to look for things online that I'd like to do or be in the future. And I also have a vision board that I can look at and kind of focus on one particular area. Right? Exercise, well, that's self-explanatory. I use that time to walk the puppies, but we go for a walk. This is not a casual stroll. This is a walk, and they are walking me as much as I am walking them. Sometimes I also use that time for a little bit of light yoga, especially if I'm having some low back pain. I find a whole lot of downward dog, takes that away. So that's wonderful. Reading. So with reading, I actually allow myself to use that for listening as well. So I listen to audiobooks as much as I read. You guys have all seen my crazy books that I read, right? And then also the last S is scribing, so that's journaling. I also use that time sometimes for planning. So if you watched my video on my personal page this morning, you saw me talking about overwhelm and how I get through that. So my scribing time this morning was used for that. Okay, so all of these things are little tools in my toolbox that allow me to show up as my greatest and highest self. They allow me to fill my cups so that I get to be my best self each and every day. All right, so I would love to hear some of the things that fill your cup. What are some of the things that fill your cup? And share it down below, because you know what? Somebody else might be inspired by something that you've chosen. Maybe drinking a green drink every day is not something that they've thought about as being something that could fill their cups. But you saying it and explaining how it supports you and making sure your cup is full might encourage them to give it a try, just as an example. All right? So down below, I'd love it if you'd share some of the things that allow you to fill your cup. All right, everybody, I hope this was helpful for you, and I look forward to discussing it further. All right? Mwah! Have a wonderful day. Bye, everybody.